where people are like dogs asking their parents how much they were?
No?
Okay. Let me see if I still saved the Oh, it didn't save. Okay. It was like let me see if it comes up really quick. No, it didn't. Okay. So it was like she had two dogs and she asks how much, like the dog's like, Mom, how much was I? And she's like, 2,500. And they're like, that's not that bad. And then the second dog was like, Mom, how much was I? And they're like, $200. You're inbred. And
Ugh.
and then the next picture is the dog looking like this. And it says, I like bread. When I
That one
find
was
that.
definitely free on the side of the road.
Yeah, right.
That was from Puppyville, possibly, too.
It reminded me, it was a dog that looked like Chew, but was like black. And it was just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome to Two Girls, One Brain.
I've seen some good stuff on the internet lately. There's like a
Have
group. Yeah, there's like my TikTok algorithm is finally like self-corrected. So now I'm only getting it's only gotten like funny stuff, and I know I sent you one of these. There's this group of guys that pretend to be they're like doing SpongeBob skits, but like
Oh, good.
they're like adding a little bit of hood to the skits.
Okay.
It's really funny, but you could tell it's all SpongeBob. And
Yeah.
I'll have to share their names. I'm hoping I can find them so I can share their names because they're really, really funny. It's like worth a watch. The internet's really been doing the good stuff for me lately. That's one of the things that I've been like, this is quality internet. You know, this is coming back to like, I wish Vine was still around, but because Vine's not still around, these guys are doing it for me.
Honestly, my algorithm has been amazing too. I watched videos on Instagram until my phone was at 3% the other night, and then I was like, well, I either have to get up to get a charger, or I gotta get up to go to bed. So I just did both.
Yeah, I've had to drag my charger into the living room on a regular basis because of that. Yes.
We have a little bit of tea time today.
Oh wait, I have one more internet thing I want to say.
Oh.
I'm sorry. There is been like some millennial like millennial remixes going on.
Okay.
I'm sure you've heard the one that's like 90s rock, whatever. My brain's so not working today, so I'm trying to think of all the titles of these things and I can't think of them. But I heard one and I got it right here. And it's
I like it.
yeah, right?
I like it.
It's just a mix. Okay, but this guy does a lot of really delightful like
Sounds added
yeah,
together.
it's like Randy Rogers 57 or something. I don't know. He's like doing country mixes with like hip hop stuff, so it's like danceable. And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I wish I was like in a place, both physically and mentally.
Yeah.
We're going to like a club because here, that's the kind of shit we probably would hear,
Yeah.
given the DJ found that song. They'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, country mashup, that's perfect for the place
Yeah.
we live. Right? That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm trying to venture to PBR for my birthday.
I'll go with you as long as
Yeah. Yeah, we want to try to do that. And I'm thinking like I'm going to have to take like real good care of myself over the next
build yourself
6-ish
up.
weeks to make sure I'm healthy enough by my birthday.
Yeah. Well, it can happen. We have time.
Mhm.
We have over a month.
I'm coming out of my I think I've hit the worst of my flare.
Well,
I'm
that's
getting
good
better,
because I
so.
am down. I'm going down.
Yeah, can we get on the same page?
I get my MRI this week. And then
Your heart's okay, everyone. Everyone, in case anyone wondered, your heart's fine. She got a heart thing and it's fine.
I got my heart tested because they thought it could be messing up. It's not. I'm just dead inside. But it is still working. I get an MRI this week. They're doing a bunch of blood work on me. They're doing a CT on my chest. All in all, I'm fucking crumbling.
Genuinely, I think it's just stress. Not to diminish your problems, but based on the things that you've told me about that you're experiencing, I genuinely think this is like a psychosomatic sensation that's happening to you.
I don't know because that migraine I got the other night, that's what kind of threw me that like this could be something more. I have not had a migraine like that since I lived in not where I live. like the whole other town
Mm-hmm.
that I lived in. I have not had a migraine like that until like since then.
I wonder if all
I
of these storms coming through are like not helping either.
No, they're definitely not helping. I had my sister-in-law who used to work in the ER.
Mm-hmm.
She was here when
Mm-hmm.
I got it, and she knew the little potion that they give you in the ER to make the migraine go away. It barely touched it. I've never in my life not had that.
What is the little potion they give you?
It's like 4 or 5 different medications.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've went to the ER uncountable times for migraines, and now obviously it's going to work faster in the ER because they inject it, where I had to like
Right.
swallow these pills, but within like 3 minutes of it being injected in me, I have been like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 4 hours later, and I woke up in bed, and I looked around, and still like 75% of my vision was gone.
That's
And
a
my
long
head,
aura.
it was very long, and
Yikes.
my head felt like it was going to explode. Like it kept feeling like a knife was being pushed, not only out of my temple, like this way, but also this way. It
That's
was
atrocious.
the worst thing of my life. And I like got up to pee at that like 4 hours later, whatever it was, and I like could barely figure out where the toilet was because that's how much of my vision was still gone.
That's wild. I think it's bad when mine's for like an hour. If you're not a migraine sufferer with aura, like they do move around.
Yeah.
They're not like just stuck in one place that you're just like, oh, it's blind here and that's it forever. It's
No.
like bizarre fucking rolling around in your vision.
And everyone's auras are different, where mine normally start as like a dot
Mm-hmm.
and then they take over
Yeah.
my entire vision. Like, I guess I never go 100% blind.
Mm-hmm.
I easily go 95%
Mm-hmm.
though. And that's really awful when you have to do normal daily functions, showering, taking medicine, figuring out where the bed is so you can sit down.
Reading some label with your peripheral vision because
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
actually see what it says.
I also lose motor skills,
Yeah.
motor function, and they were here. And Zach went and got me my Ubrelvy, and he came back, and I like dumped water all over myself, essentially, like trying to drink. And they both just like, I could feel them looking at me
Mm.
because once I noticed it, it was 60 seconds and it was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fast. And I was like, Jake was like, "Are you okay?" or something. And I was like, "I lose motor skills." And then Rebecca like asked me to look at her, and she's like, "Have you got these checked out?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "It's it's pretty normal for migraines to mimic a stroke, but I've never seen someone's face be that drawn on one side.
Mm.
Like it's a little concerning, you might be having a stroke." And I was like, "Well, it's been happening for several years now."
You're getting an MRI?
I am on Friday.
Another one. That's good.
Yeah, I'm getting an MRI, and then that's all they're doing for my migraines. I am going to schedule an appointment to talk about different, like adding to the Botox, because obviously it's working for half of the time because
Yeah.
I'm not due for another month.
Yeah.
So I need to add something to it, and I don't think the beta blocker is helping.
Beta blockers are not migraine.
She thought that that was why my vision, I wasn't losing vision, but it was tweaking.
So you started a beta blocker?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm on a beta blocker because my eyes are shaking. It feels shaky all the time. I don't see them shaking, but it doesn't feel like I can focus my eyes.
Who prescribed you a beta blocker for that?
My neurologist.
A beta blocker.
Yes.
I gave you a beta blocker.
Yes, you did. You gave me like 4. If it was from you, I wouldn't have the bottle.
Forgive me. I definitely was just trying to confirm that you weren't accidentally confusing it with something else, because
No,
I
no.
didn't realize that they
She gave me a beta blocker.
like I take a beta blocker for the equivalent of performance anxiety. It basically prevents your body from like doing
I think that
adrenaline
she
things.
thought my eyes were possibly spasming.
Wonder. I'll have to
from
do some
pressure,
research and
maybe?
see how that like. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense because like it's like a blood vessel thing behind your eye or whatever with the aura. Like it's pressure on your like optic nerve from like blood vessels, I guess.
I really like when I'm on vacation with someone that I'm not normally with. Like during our wedding, a few people would like come to our room in the morning sometimes or at night, and I would be like, "Oh, don't mind me," and I would just pour out like 12 pills that I have to take every day and shove them all down. Love that.
I really enjoyed. I actually thought about this on the way here that I'm already like ahead on my pills for the day. Like all the things that I have to like fit in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't stack them all at once. I actually already managed to take like half of my.
Oh,
I
good.
know, which is very
Good.
exciting because sometimes it's the end of the day and I'm like, I didn't get these in, so guess
Yeah.
I'm just not taking them today.
Hey, shout out to everyone who's in their upper 20s, lower 30s that has health issues.
Or older, I guess, if you, because I mean, it's not going to get better from there, I'm sure.
Yeah, but when I think about how much I suffer, I think I'm too young for this.
Yeah,
You're
same.
not alone. Jesse and I struggle on a daily basis. Jesse texts me every once in a while and she's like, "I'm blind and I love it," and then I don't hear from her for 5 hours. You know, like
I love it so much. I love wasting my entire day laying face down.
this is also a PSA. If you're in the United States, because I know some of you are not, you're gonna have to, if you ever have any health problems, you're going to have to fight for your fucking life in order to get a doctor to hear you and to care, but do it.
Yeah, advocate for someone.
I
For yourself. I mean, advocate for yourself hard for to find a doctor that cares about you.
If
Because
I gave up when I was very, very ill, I think that I would have killed myself by now.
it's like I, I think there was a point in my life where I it didn't occur to me how bad you could feel and why the perpetual like the thought of perpetually having to deal with that feeling makes you want to die.
The fear alone is paralyzing.
Yeah. Like
Yeah. My trauma bond to my dog has a lot to do with how sick I was
yeah.
because he was just incredible the whole time. He was a freaking puppy and he never had any accidents or anything. Like I would be in bed for 16 hours at a time and he would just be beside me the entire time. He was like 8 months old.
The universe served.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways,
We could go on and on about our issues.
yeah.
There's a little update.
Yeah. Update, Jesse's getting better. I am rapidly decreasing in health.
I feel like if they can get this if the weather improves, I think you might be a little bit better off.
Yeah.
Because we've had, I don't know where everybody else is at in the country. We're in the like the mid northeast, and it's like it's become tornado alley here. So we've had a lot of and granted I know it was April and that's like rainy time for us here, but this was a bad one. We've had a lot of, it's not just been rain, because I think constant rain is one thing,
Yeah.
but like the up and down of beautiful weather and then
Mhm.
extreme
Well, it's the
thunderstorm,
barometric pressure.
rising and lowering. Yeah, it blows for you. So
I have figured out that a lot of my issues during this time and during fall are from the barometric pressure.
yeah.
Jessie already knows this. I was on the phone with her the other day and I was like, I wonder if there's anything that I can do to help myself, that I know that most of my migraines I'm getting right now are from the barometric pressure. So I Google how to help migraines involving barometric pressure. Google's response, okay? One was stay indoors. First off, let me fucking tell you, barometric pressure doesn't just stay outside.
I'm a little confused by that. We're not in a pressurized capsule like the airplane.
Yeah.
I would think, now, I can't say for sure, and I'll Google it right now when I'm done saying this, but I don't think you're just like, oh, we're inside, we're safe now.
Yeah.
I don't think it works that way.
Yeah. The other one, they were like the same thing, because the other one was don't go outdoors.
Yeah, basically.
Like, okay, great. Hey guys, the barometric pressure, it sucks this week. I can't come to work.
Yeah, right.
Dogs, you can't go outside. I can't let that outside air on the inside because that's going to trigger a migraine for me.
It generally remains consistent between indoors and outdoors. And granted, I'm taking that from the AI overview on Google, which we know is typically not accurate, but it would make absolutely no fucking sense to me that being inside.
The way that the internet was like, oh, it's easy. Don't go outside.
If you could just get a pod and stay in there,
Literally.
a pressurized
yes,
capsule.
Yes.
You just do that. I mean, it's simple, Maggie. Why wouldn't you do that?
You know, I could get like a capsule
Oh my
with
God.
gloves.
Hold
like
on.
Bubble Boy.
You can freaking get an the old school scuba suits, but not scuba suits. They're like the kind that you go deep sea diving in, and they have the whole capsule and the big gloves, and it's all pressurized
like an
inside.
astronaut.
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect.
Can you fucking you know damn well that if I actually thought that was going to help me, I would walk around like that because I will do anything.
Could you imagine getting going to work?
And especially when someone's like, is the owner here? And I'm like, nah, I come in peace. Fucking me. And I'd literally put my hands like this too, because I would just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna play the part.
It's
I come in
literally
peace.
you're literally gonna be Darth Vader with your.
That sounds so good.
Yes, can I help you?
Dude, that sounds so good. You've had too much practice doing that.
I don't do that often, but I'm ready. I'm ready next time I need to.
Okay, we're moving to tea time.
All right.
We are.
All right.
Okay.
How much time is on that?
What?
Should I
I don't know.
19. We're at 19 minutes, and I'll just go ahead and do it.
Okay.
It's a good place to transition for this anyway. So. Alright, there's only 2 minutes left on that card, so I'll go ahead and swap the card out. Because I'm stupid and just forgot to erase it before I started.
Well, while Jesse is working with our SD card, I can tell you guys, it was my birthday this week, and I just didn't have a good birthday. Okay, I just didn't feel good. It was a very rushed day. I had to travel for a wedding to see one of my very beautiful friends get married, and she was the most gorgeous bride in the entire world, and I love her now husband. He's a wonderful person. But weddings just aren't my thing to begin with. I didn't feel good. The weather sucked. It was also my birthday.
Don't know if we mentioned that it was a birthday.
Yeah, well, it felt like I was the day in general just kind of felt like I was being punished for something in life because it was just not a good day. And not by anyone's doing. It had a lot to do with my health, in all honesty. But, so we were playing video games last night, and I was just in a really bad mood. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I truly wished that I was in a capsule then, where nobody could see me or anything. But my husband texted me when I was playing games, and he's like, check your phone real quick. And he bought us tickets to see Teddy Swims.
Woohoo!
The way I'm going to lose my fucking voice, I'm so excited.
Just the way Teddy Sims loses control?
The thing is, the way that I run around my house on a normal basis and yell, problematic!
Problematic!
Yes. Also in the car. And when things happen at work, I don't yell it at work, but I definitely in my head replay him saying problematic. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna do something. Anyways, so we're going to see...
What a delightful vocal stim it is.
Dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see Teddy Swims. Him and Jelly Roll and Post Malone are the three people that I really want to see.
Oh.
I know, Post Malone takes everyone for a spin with me because...
What?
I feel like a lot of people don't think that I want to see Post, that I would really, really enjoy it. Because a lot of his music isn't necessarily me. Might be the look of him constantly overdosing that makes me want to go. I don't know. Hey, we get to talk about Vegas today. Okay, no, for real. We gotta get tea time done because I keep getting distracted. So tea time. So the name They want their name revealed, their first name only, and it is
Oh my
Matt.
god, this is submissions.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I know, it's been a long time since we pulled this.
heard any of these, so I'm so excited.
I honestly don't even think I ever read this one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is going to be a surprise for all of us. So Matt has some tea. So it says, okay, so I'm only submitting this because y'all were talking about Planet Fitness in the most recent episode. This isn't nearly as wild as my last story, but I'm still salty about this almost 10 years later.
Wow. You're holding on to some feelings. I can't wait. I'm excited.
So Planet Fitness's whole thing back in the mid-late 2010s was that stupid lunkhead alarm. I don't know if they still have it. They do, Matt. They do still have the alarm.
Yeah.
From an objective perspective, sure, I get it. Make people feel comfortable about going to the gym, although 90% of users stop going after 3 months and forget to cancel, which is how gyms make their money and why they can charge so little. Fair.
Definitely Planet Fitness is,
They charge so...
That's definitely their thing. Because, like, if you're going to a gym that charges, like, $100 a month, you're not forgetting.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
you're
yeah.
going. Like, yeah.
So I started going there because it was close to my college apartment. Yes, that college apartment.
Oh, God.
Then my university rec center, and I was, and still am, a lazy sack of meat. So I signed up and went once. I like to work out in sleeveless shirts, not to show off, just because I like the freedom of movement. Fair. So I'm just warming up, and I have a staff member come up to me and is like, "Excuse me, sir. There are people complaining about your gym wear. Do you have a change of clothes?" First of all, who? It's 7:30 a.m. on a freaking Wednesday. I counted 4 people, including myself, in there. I assumed that I had ripped my shorts or something, and I was flashing a nut to the world or something. That took me by surprise. I didn't think I was going to say that. So I asked if I was having a wardrobe malfunction. They told me no, and it was my sleeveless shirt. Weird, but okay. I told them I didn't, and they said it was fine, but I couldn't wear those anymore. Fine, whatever. Still easier than going to the rec center, so I continue my workout. I love lifting. I power lifting from time to time. I'm going to say I power lift from time to time, and I'm used to broing around with my buddies when no one else is at the gym. That is to say, I can lift a lot of weight, and I like to breathe through some of those later sets. I won't yell or anything unless that's the vibe, so I load up the leg press close to as high as it can go for my first set, and who comes over but the same staff member? Strike 2 was daring to load more than 75% of the weight for a set. I asked if I was being loud. They told me no, but people might see me and feel self-conscious.
You're in a fucking gym.
What?
Bro, now I feel self-conscious because you've brought it to my attention that...
I'm self-conscious now that you're self-conscious.
Like, I was fine until it... This is why...
This is stressful.
This is why all of my only request was to buy all of my gym equipment.
Yeah, to do it yourself.
So I have everything at home. I just... What are you supposed to do? There's no...
You know who's feeling self-conscious? The staff member.
Probably. They're like, this guy's
his
too
problem.
strong to be here.
Yeah.
He had nothing else to do. And he's like, I gotta flex on this guy because I got nothing else to do. I took those rules real seriously, and now I'm going to enforce them. I needed a power trip today. Okay, continue. Apparently 75% of the... Fucking, all right.
I told them I was feeling pretty called out and self-conscious for trying to lift and being prevented from doing so. I guess not the gym for me. So I went to go cancel as I didn't want to deal with this anymore. As I got up to walk out, the goddamn lunkhead alarm started blaring, and the other 2 people in the gym were staring at me.
Imagine they're like, you're making other people self-conscious, so we're going to make you feel horrible about yourself and everything you've done in here.
Yep. As I canceled, they told me they were doing a promo with the local Domino's and handed me a free medium
I was
pizza.
literally just going to bring up the pizza and be like...
That's normally any time. I've never seen Planet do that.
They have pizza parties. They used to like advertise like having pizza parties and like having candy around and stuff. That was like a whole joke about them.
Anytime does it too, though.
Yeah, I believe it.
I never saw it at Planet, but I saw it at Anytime.
I think I've been to Planet twice.
That's
The one
hilarious.
here.
He said, cool, dinner, but like a whole pizza at a gym?
Yeah.
So in short, am I the lunkhead? If I'm in the wrong here, I will apologize for my crimes against humanity.
No.
No, Matt. Honestly, he sounds horrible. Hideous.
He sounds hideous.
That's really wild that, like, this staff member, let me tell you, those staff members do not get paid enough to be acting that way.
That person wanted to feel powerful that day.
And you just wanted to lift, and that was not in his agenda for the day.
I think the dress code thing's stupid. And first of all, I don't understand. I to some degree, I guess, like, uh, you're a man with your arms out. Not to, like, I mean, the whole dress code thing is so debatable in the first place
Right.
anyway. But like, if you could walk into Walmart and not get a second glance, if you could walk into a mall, into an American Eagle and not get a second glance, into a Macy's, like a normal, I guess Walmart perhaps might be unfair because standards at Walmart are very low. So like moving on to something slightly higher
The
standard.
Dollar General.
Like if you can go to an Applebee's and wear that, I don't see the problem.
Right. I feel like you need to have shoes and shirt and pants.
Your
But,
arms,
like,
what?
well,
Were
the
you
thing
wearing an
is,
ape hanger? Like, were
like-
you wearing an, you know what I mean? Like,
I used to work out at Planet Fitness, and I would wear a bralette, and I never got in trouble for that.
see, I think this person just wanted to feel powerful that
Yeah,
day.
yeah, because all in all, our viewer Matt here, our very extremely kind Matt, we love
Mhm.
you. He was more clothed than I was,
Yeah.
because I would always wear bralettes. I had matching gym sets. It was a bralette and normally shorts,
Like a sports bra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your person just wanted a power trip, or he wanted to suck your penis, or both. He wanted to suck your penis while on a power trip. You should have just gave it to him.
I don't think we can say that.
For legal purposes, this is all a joke.
Okay, anyway, I'd like to also point out that if you're only pushing 75%, they don't have plates there. So, like, you had to have been on a machine, right? You can correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't think they have plates. You're right. I didn't.
So
think
it had
about
to
that.
be a machine because you didn't say the Smith machine because they don't have squat racks or barbells there. They only have dumbbells and machines.
Yeah.
Like, that means they had to have been paying attention to how much you loaded on, like with a pin
Yeah,
loaded
yeah,
that
yeah.
thing. And then, like, why can't you max the machine? That's what it's made for.
You can only have so much growth there.
That employee was just jealous.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's absurd.
Let's name him Jake.
Okay.
Fuck Jake from State Farm.
Oh, I was like, your brother-in-law?
Yeah,
I
so
don't...
that's why I hesitated. But he doesn't really listen to us, so he's never gonna hear it anyways.
Jake from State Farm.
Fuck him.
What are you wearing? Jake from State Farm.
Khakis.
She sounds hideous. Well, I'm a guy, so. Oh my god. We've rolled in your favor, Matt.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that. That's pretty fucked up, honestly. Like, you were trying to better yourself, and they were like, not today.
I would like to go on a secondary tangent about this kind of topic. This is why I 100% prefer the gross old school like gyms in the basement of some commercial building in your town, because nobody cares what you're doing there.
No.
You could be as loud or as obnoxious as you need to be,
I care when they do that, though.
but you wouldn't go to a gym like that.
Yeah,
You like
no.
machines.
Yeah.
That's why I like gyms like that, because nobody is, the old heads that are there are probably the most supportive people you're going to be around.
Yeah.
They're being loud, but as long as you don't care that they're being loud, nobody's going to care that you're being loud.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Nobody cares what you wear, what you do there.
Yep.
And you're not going to see those people that are doing things like jumping with the cable crossovers, like flying like they're Superman, or doing jumping push-ups, or
Yeah.
sitting up with a chair in their arms.
Yep.
You never know. Yeah, that's all. Anyway,
Okay. We have another one.
I'm ready.
First name only. The name is Niall. Shout out to Niall. Okay, his tea. So when I was 16 and in my last year of high school, I met this girl. Let's call her Emma. She was cool and we had a laugh, but in my opinion, she was a bit of a pick-me. I was also in my first semi-serious relationship, so all women were not of interest to me. Sorry, my eyes are still recovering
I could read it if you want
terribly. No, because I like to see your gasping, and you'll read ahead, and I know you. Emma would call me and text me every day, which I didn't mind, but it got to be a bit excessive sometimes. A couple months of this go by, and I found out she was telling people we had sex in the park on the other side of my hometown whilst I was with my girlfriend at the time. I confronted her, and she denied it completely. I cut her off and didn't want to see her again. Spoiler alert. She still haunts me to this day, almost 11 years later. And about 3 months went by, and I went on a bit of a solo hiking camping trip and told nobody but my mom. I don't know how this bitch then found out where I was and turned up at my isolated campsite in the middle of the Peak District. I left that site and came home. 3 days later, she turns up at my house asking to see me, and I flew off the rails, calling her all names under the sun. She left, and I thought that was the end of it. Time to skip to 18. And my then at the time girlfriend wanted me to go out and meet her friends. Guess who sat in her house while I show up? Emma. And she's grinning like the world is at her fingertips and it's awful. I then proceed to leave, but her claws are now in my girlfriend's trust and tells her my shit, my problems, my job, the lot. Oh, like
listing the things.
yeah, okay. So now I'm dealing with her in all the facets of life. She got a job at my carpet supplier and seen me every day, and I couldn't escape her. Cut to now 9 years later. I can't go 2 weeks without her showing up near my house or work. It's crazy, and the police have done nothing. You guys have some stalkers. Some stalker.
I'm so confused. Like, I understand the story, but like, why do you all have like stalkers in your life? You're right. Why? Why do you all have these? How does this happen?
For real, how do you find someone that is that obsessed with you? That's too much.
I'm concerned. What kind of energy are you all giving out that's like drawing this in?
I don't even want to know, because then I might manifest it. I don't want it.
Something's going on.
That's really wild. How do you guys find people like this? Because, like, I've dated some crazy motherfuckers, but they've gotten the point.
I don't know. Maybe it's that men our age are overall generally emotionally wounded by their childhoods,
By their fathers.
and unable to form reasonable attachments.
This is not a reasonable attachment, though.
It's a woman, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
And most of us seem to have really insecure attachments where we develop like obsessive behaviors. I don't know. That's my mini psychoanalysis of it all, but I think that that's awful. I'm so sorry. This sounds like
This almost feels like a thing that I should be like, maybe you're the problem. Maybe you should look into you and see what you did.
Knowing what we know about him otherwise, his mildly consensual stabbing.
I didn't get to read any of that.
He didn't really elaborate.
Okay. Because I have not really been on Discord.
He didn't really elaborate, and I didn't ask him to, but in the future, please submit something about the stabbing.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is the same person who ran home naked, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Niall.
What an interesting submission. You're You know what? Maybe you should just like call in and give us a rundown of all the things that have happened to
No,
you.
we need to, because Niall said that he would do
A
an
guest episode?
episode with us, so I could
Excellent.
ask him all of the questions.
Great.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to prop him up on a TV screen right here though. So like we'll get like a little screen right here so we could like look at his face as he tells us the things.
Zach and I are getting a new TV to, you know, that indent right there?
Yeah.
We're going to get a TV that's almost as big as that. Fingers crossed. So our old TV.
You should take the one that's mounted on the wall and put it right here because that's small enough.
Yeah, we could
Oh
have
my
that
god,
too.
and then we could just like project anything we need to.
We definitely could.
Perfect.
Yeah, because one of them has to go in the spare bedroom. And then the other one.
Yeah, this is perfect.
This will be great.
All right, well look out for future dates.
Hey, wait. Guys. If you watch our TikToks. Hello.
I wasn't trying to say goodbye.
No, I'm not
Oh,
either.
okay.
What?
I don't know.
Business. Hello. Look at my cool shelf.
Oh yes, we didn't.
I decorated a
did
little
that.
bit.
Yeah.
I have been rearranging my house room by room, and I almost got rid of this shelf. Like, I was gonna just sell it for like $10, and then I was like, you know what? I could like put this here,
Mm-hmm.
and now I can keep my chapstick and everything on it. I don't have to worry about the dogs. If we ever have like papers or anything that we need,
and
your side table.
the side tables that miraculously appeared.
Yeah, that was like godsend.
Yeah.
I literally went down to my basement and I was like, oh, look, a side table. And then I turned and I was like, oh, look, 2 matching ones.
Perfect, because I just said how badly I needed a place for my drinks.
I feel like my house is slowly becoming your house where I'm like, you need that? I got it. It's in the basement.
All of the things we had burnt.
Oh, fuck.
You know, so
I can't believe Zach got rid of your bed, dude.
my own tea time. I bought a bed. I bought a bed from a foreign student at Penn State. I guess it seems like they buy things and then don't store them over the summer, or perhaps she was graduating. I don't know which one. So at the end of the semester, she just got rid of her stuff. It was a barely used bed. It was it was from a very clean apartment. I was a college student. I paid like $40 for it or something. Literally the best mattress I had ever purchased. I bought this mattress in 2015, I think. So 10 years later, we're still using it, you and I.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah. So I had it all through college. I had it in once my husband and I bought a house and moved in together. Maggie enjoyed this bed before we bought our
amazing.
king size bed.
Dude, it was amazing.
It took a small detour to one of my studios for a while. Once I closed my studio, it came back and Maggie took it home. She used it until they took over our king size bed when we bought a geriatric king bed with an adjustable king bed because we're old and broken.
It's like the sisterhood of the traveling pants, but it's
It's this
traveling
amazing
bed.
match. It's so comfortable, dude. Unbelievably comfortable.
Yes.
And then Maggie was like, "Do you want it back, or we're gonna get like, 'cause we gotta get rid of one of these beds."
Yeah, we just had all these fucking mattresses in my house.
Yeah, and then Zach got rid of it by accident.
Yeah,
He gave away
so
the wrong fucking bed.
I
Devastating, really.
backstory on that bed that we still fucking have up there. If you guys didn't know, my husband was married before me. During the divorce, he essentially got like 3 things out of his house, which is absolute bullshit because he was the moneymaker. But we continue. He got this bed that is not. It's like one of the spring fucking mattresses.
Yeah.
Not memory foam.
Right.
Absolute junk.
Uh,
He got a small TV and he got a dresser, I think.
First of all, why did he even want these things? Don't answer that. Why did he even want those things, truly?
Well, he needed somewhere to sleep.
Hmm.
He did need something to sleep on, and he was spending all of his money on his attorneys and her attorney.
We don't need to go into this right now. It's too deep.
It's very deep.
It's too much.
Anyway, so we call that the depression bed. A, it's a terrible bed. Makes me depressed. Second, Zach slept in it during his divorce. Zach's best friend, who lived with Zach before he got divorced, slept in that bed because he was going through a really bad breakup. one of my friends moved into our house for like 3-4 months. He slept in that bed
Because he was going through a really bad breakup.
a really bad breakup. We just recently adopted another adult child.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He slept in that bed going through a really bad breakup. He has since moved out. I'm so happy. We take these broken men, we make them into little butterflies and they fly away.
You're just a halfway house.
We're a halfway house.
Maybe the trajectory of these lives would turn if you would get rid of the depression bed and would have kept the karmically aligned bed that I had.
Yeah, well,
because that bed just implied upgrade.
it was great.
Everything just got upgraded after that.
It was so nice.
Yeah.
And I told Zach when Jesse finally gave me because I said if you want it back, take it, and then we won't get rid of a mattress. And you're like, what am I gonna do with it?
I think I even said to you that if you were gonna get rid of it,
that you'd take it back.
that I would take it back.
Yes. Yeah, but you're like I have nothing that I need it for. So I told my husband, put it on Facebook Marketplace, put it for free.
Yeah.
We're not selling the depression bed.
Yeah.
Get rid of the depression bed. We don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
He gets rid of the wrong bed.
Wild thing is, spring mattress, floppy as shit memory foam mattress. There's no way to confuse the two when you pick them up.
Yeah, careless. It was careless.
It's really awful.
For
that, I curse you at least 2 additional toe stubs per month.
I'm all pissed off at him today anyway.
Best of luck.
Good. Anyways, what the fuck? Where did we start with that? Where are we? What are we doing?
Next tea time.
What goddamn day is it?
What year is this?
Okay. No, I think that's
all we got for right now?
Yeah, that's all we have for now on tea time.
I love tasting blood when I cough.
Same. I just want fucking Rebecca was here the other day. She has laryngitis. And she's like, I did her hair. She had her hair appointment the day before.
Yep.
And she's like, I said, you guys should come over. And she's like, well, I don't know. Like, I'm really sick and I don't want to get you guys sick. And I was like, I'd prefer you lick me. I love having throat problems.
Why? Are you joking?
No, you've heard me say so many times I wish I had strep. That is the sickness. Bring it the fuck on.
Why do you like strep?
I honestly think it's some kind of trauma bond that I have with a scratchy throat for smoking so much in my past that it feels
Is that what
good.
it is?
I don't know. That's all I can draw it up to because I really like it.
Have you tried consuming something really spicy but not putting it on your tongue, just tossing it back? Because that'll burn back there.
In that sort, I might as well swallow the earring that I wanted 2 years ago to scratch my throat.
There are other ways you could get a sore throat, I swear.
Well, I will after
Have you tried jabbing yourself in the throat with a popsicle a couple times?
No, I don't want to vomit.
Huh.
Yeah, so anyways.
Well.
Hoping I have that.
So we just did, we'll just do a couple more life updates. So we just did a crossover, crossover episode.
Yeah.
With,
Laughs
and Loot. You may or may not, depending on when you're listening to this, may or may not know that I am a member of Laughs and Loot. We hit a year on Yay, yes. Big accomplishment for us. We hit a year being out there recording, producing content for all of you guys. And if you think you might like listening to Maggie's husband, 2 of our friends, and myself, role-playing Dungeons & Dragons in a Pokemon or...
I'm playing Dungeons & Dragons. You guys are being little furries over there.
Those are not connected.
Just role-playing.
Our current campaign is Fallout, in the Fallout universe. I'm a ghoul and Zach's a robot, and our other player is a vault kid, and then we got a DM. Grouchy old DM. So, if you want to come check us out, it's Laughs and Loot.
They are connected. When you go to recommended podcasts, I did.
Oh, sweet!
Plug you guys.
Perfect.
In that.
Yeah, I know it's not necessarily related, but we are funny. And if
I mean, it's
you
related because you're in this one and you're in that one.
the content's not related, but
No.
if you like me at all, you think it might be a little bit funny, you could find me there. Listen to me more.
That's out, but we can just okay.
That's fine. I'm I like to play a real bitch sometimes over there. So if you want to see me be mean to men, it's a great place to go because that's what I do over there.
My life update.
I'm ready.
We haven't talked about Vegas at all.
Should we save that for the next one?
No, we will quickly go into.
So for your birthday,
For my birthday, and my husband's birthday, we try to always take a trip in May, like every year, May and November. So we just got back from Vegas. And if you haven't been to Vegas, it is one place that I think that everyone needs to see once. You normally don't need to see it twice. But once, I feel like everyone needs to go there.
it's just an eye-opening.
It really
That's
is.
all.
It feels like you're in a whole different country.
Why? What's your logic on that? Why does it feel that way?
The fact that you can just like go anywhere, literally any street within a block, you're going to find a place that serves alcohol but has no seating for you. You take it on the street.
The open container stuff's cool. That's not the only place that you can open container, but
I mean, that's the only place I've been.
Yeah,
that you can open container.
But it's not just like, here's a beer. It's like this absurd daiquiri bar
Oh my
with these
God.
ridiculous cups. Those are cool.
And it's so strong.
Yeah.
Honestly, the alcohol in Vegas is so strong, which you would think is the opposite because it's so easily come by that it's really dangerous. The amount of alcohol that you can get with no problem. And there's like no such thing as like them shutting you off.
Have you seen The Hangover?
Yeah, we kept going by Caesars.
Like, that's...
And it kept coming in my head. I don't remember exactly why do they call them? Why do they call them roofies when you end up on the ground? That kept like popping in my head every time we went past there, and I like secretly wanted to like go up to the roof and just see if there was anything there. Possibly people, possibly body bags.
There might have been people.
There's no rules in Vegas.
There's no rules.
It worked out perfectly because Jesse and I were there for my batch party, and then my husband heavily did not want to go because I told him a few things there, and he's like, not my vibe. So anyways, he ended
Kissing
up going.
homeless men.
Oh yeah.
If
you listen to like first episode, my mom kissed a homeless man during that accident. Go back and listen.
Hilarious.
We're not recounting it, but so my husband did not want to go. We ended up going because we compromised and I won. And so we walk out. It worked out so perfectly. We walked out in the airport, and immediately there's slot machines everywhere. And Zach's like, I can't even make it out of the airport without there being like a casino. And I was like, yeah, welcome to Vegas.
I mean, I just want to say, honestly, at this point, if you walk into any Pennsylvania gas station, there's also essentially slot machines everywhere because there's skill machines.
Right.
But okay, Zach.
Well, there's not 5 trillion.
I just,
Yes. So
I tease. I kid.
we get to the strip. We're walking the strip. You look down and there is prostitute business cards.
Oh my God. The stripper cards everywhere.
Everywhere.
That was really funny.
Now,
remember when we collected them?
Yeah, so this time there weren't nearly as many.
Oh.
It wasn't all over the strip, but it was like a block of Seoul. And we looked down and he's like, Jesus. And I was like, welcome to the strip. We go on Fremont, which PSA, don't go on Fremont at night unless you have a big group of people. It gets very dangerous there. We go on Fremont and we walk in. So Fremont has essentially like a... Help me.
Like an arch?
Yeah.
It's like a... It's like a little street,
It's called Old Vegas.
It's like a courtyard area almost. Not in like the greenery kind of way, but like in that it's not really a road.
No, it's not a road.
It's just like a blocked off road area.
Yeah. So it's called Old Vegas, and we walk in, and my mom and stepfather wanted to do the zip lining, which we already did, and I opted not to do that, and Zach didn't want to do it either, so we were waiting for them to get their tickets. So we get on to Fremont. We're probably 20 feet in. And there's this guy leaning down, scratching his calf very slowly. Now, I see him and I immediately think of the back pain that I feel as well all the time. And I'm like, man, I feel ya. I thought that he was trying to get this receipt that was right next to him and he couldn't get down low enough and he was moving so damn slow. I was like, someone help him. He's in pain. And I'm not directly walking towards him, but I'm looking at him and walking, so I'm starting to sway that direction. Well, Zach, like, grabs my shoulders and, like, plops me on the other side of him, essentially. And he's like, boo-boo, he's overdosing. Keep walking. And I was like, huh? So we walk, like, 3 feet, and I, like, grab him and turn him back around, and I was like, we are absolutely not walking away. This is not a daily occurrence for me. I'm watching this guy. This is different. Different. And he's like, he's overdosing. And I was like, yeah, welcome to Fremont. All right. So we sat and we watched him for a little bit. My parents come out. They got their tickets because they had to go inside to like buy them. They come out. And Todd's like, we'll meet you at the other side because they ziplined the whole way down. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Well, we're not moving for a little bit.
Just like a caveat, like, so people don't think that he was like about to lay on the ground.
He wasn't seizing.
Yeah, like he was high.
He was far
like
too
super high. They call it like nodding off.
Yes.
Like he's
Yes.
just really high.
Yeah, so he walked away from us very slowly. Made his way. He was a turtle. He made his way probably another like 10, 15 feet, and then his fucking calf is itchy again.
So when you consume opiates, if you've ever been on morphine or on an opiate derivative, like on pain meds from a surgery or something, a lot of people's reaction is that they're itchy. On heroin, I'm sure he was on heroin, but
the way Zach said he thought it was heroin.
Yeah,
the way this man was scratching his leg in slow motion, he did not get any bit of relief whatsoever.
The man was too high to notice what was going on.
And he just kept doing it, and I was like, someone go scratch this fucking leg for him. Like, I feel bad.
He's
so
Maggie's
itchy.
First exposure to people that are like,
yeah, because the last time nobody was itching. I'm sure people were overdosing.
There were some people like tweaked out there for sure, like they were acting erratically, but
yes.
nobody was like high
actively
on heroin there.
Yeah. So we're still watching, and Zach's just like, fucking TikTok. Like, this is he sees this often. He's a police officer. And he goes, oh, there we go. The police are going to help him. And there's a police officer. I just roll my eyes. I'm like, the police officer's going to help him. Police goes up. He's like, hey, man, can't do that here. You got to go. The guy walks 3 feet over to the arch, really, leans up against it, and then his fucking calf gets itchy again. He starts itching it. And the police officer literally watched him walk to the arch, looked at him and went, meh, and walked away. And Zach was like, oh, apparently he's not going to help it. I was like, we're in Vegas. Imagine the amount of police officers that would have to be on duty at one time within
like literally
a mile.
Not to pun, but like policing the area. Like literally, It would have to be nonstop. Not to make light of like opioid addiction. It's a huge problem, but
no, Zach said he lived.
I'm sure he lived.
Yeah.
If he's still capable of standing on his feet and scratching his leg, he's just really high.
The best part of that, actually, let me finish. We kept walking. Once Zach decided the show was over, he was only going to scratch his leg. We kept walking, and we go past a lady who is dancing almost naked, very high on something, and she has a sign, and the sign says, we'll dance for vodka and cigarettes. And Zach was like, I have respect for her because at least she's not acting like she's homeless. She's flat out telling us she wants her nicotine and she wants to get drunk. And
everybody's got a vice, I guess.
Yeah, when all of that, he's like, where are we? And I was like, welcome to Fremont. Like, it was working out so well. The next day I FaceTimed my friend Bethany, and she was like, dude, what was that video you had of that man?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's Fremont Street. Like, I don't feel like I need to say anything else other than it's Fremont. And she's like, the amount of times that I rewatched it thinking that I missed because, like, thinking that it was just, like, continually going on.
Oh, and there's a dancing gorilla too. I forgot.
Oh, yeah, there was a dancing gorilla, too. But she's like, the amount of times that I rewatched that thinking that it was the same clip because I thought that this man was going to bust into doing the robot dance.
Oh my god.
I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, it looked like he was gearing himself up. Like, he was twisting his gears while he was
Oh
scratching
my
his
God.
calf. And I was like, no, Bethany. There was no roboting going around whatsoever.
That was the most slow-mo robot
literally
you've ever seen.
Oh my God.
Honestly, like, these are both awful things, but it also sounds incredibly mild in what could be.
There was no murder or anything.
Like, it could be crazier, which is, you know.
That's just how Vegas is.
Yeah.
I feel like if you've been to Vegas, you will not take this offensively because you know that's what it is everywhere.
Yeah. The moment that I behold the most is the night we got there and we get out onto the street after we left the mall where the escape room was, and the daiquiri bar is right there, and Katie's like, fuck yeah, I want one, and runs. You remember her
the
doing
purple
that?
zebra.
She just ran directly to it. I like took a picture of her. She wanted me to take a picture of her outside of it.
Oh, I don't necessarily remember that, but I was also very tired. I do heavily remember the purple zebra though, because like every time we went past, everyone was like, "Let's go, purple zebra."
Great times.
They have really great drinks.
Yeah.
If anyone's ever in Vegas and they're looking for something like that, literally walk 2 blocks, you'll find one. It's called the Purple Zebra. They have every flavor you could imagine, and you can get them very strong or you can get them very mild.
I think we even asked one time for them to give us like a weak version because we didn't want to be.
That was me.
Yeah.
I got a half a shot. Not even one full
You're
one.
like, please don't fuck me up. I know it's Vegas.
And he didn't charge me for it either. He's like, that's such little alcohol. I can't justify charging you for the alcohol. So you can get them
weaker,
clean.
stronger. Virgin?
Yeah, you can get virgin ones
Non-alcoholic.
because I did get a virgin one and then I got a half shot one as well. So
Clean, she says.
clean, yeah. So all in
my.
all, Vegas was a fun time. I always love vacationing with my parents, but Vegas is just. There was a lot that I saw this time that I didn't last time.
Yeah.
Because there were so many less people that I could kind of explore an area and not feel like I was running into people.
Yeah.
It was not nearly as crowded. So if you haven't been to Vegas as an adult,
Check out a magic show.
also don't freaking take your kids there.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
There's so many little kids walking around.
I don't understand why you would want to take your kids to Vegas. That doesn't feel like a safe
It's not.
exposure kind of thing for a kid. I mean, you do you parenting, I guess. Who am I to judge? You do what you want, but
Well, if we took Emma there, I would literally hold her hand the entire time. She would not be allowed to not be attached to me. I might get a leash for Emma.
I don't even feel that's not even the part. I don't even think that I would feel so concerned about the safety, but there's just so much.
No, there's a lot of
I
exposure
don't
that she
want.
doesn't need.
Yeah, like if for no other reason, then I don't want to answer the questions. If I don't want to answer the question, there's a good chance you don't need to know it.
Right.
You know, those two things are chicken egg. They go hand in hand.
Yeah, there was a lot of kids on Fremont, and I was just like,
Baffling.
Fremont? No, we did see shows too, but we'll talk about it in the next episode.
Yeah.
We'll give you more in Vegas in the next episode.
Yeah. Check us out next week for more information about Vegas. Woo!
Yeah.
Viva Las Vegas.
Yep. Okay, guys, have a great week. It was nice talking to you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
We got one brain between us, don't you know? Two girls trying to make this show. Life and issues, highs and lows. Laugh it up, anything goes. With two girls and just one brain. Common sense is spreading thin. Talking life through joy and pain. Tune in, laugh and let got dilemmas, got our flaws. Spill the tea with no pause. Watch us laugh, breaking laws. Two minds might find lost cause. With two girls and just one brain, common sense is spreading thin. Talking life through joy and pain. Tune in, laugh, and let us in. One brain, that's all we got. Join the ride, like it or not. Taking swings, miss the shot, but our humor's always hot. With two girls and just one brain, common sense is spreading thin. Talking life through joy and pain. Tune in, laugh, and let us in. One brain, that's all we got. Join the ride, like it or not. Taking swings, miss the shot, but our humor's always hot. With two girls and just